Hi everyone, Angus Campbell here. Tuesday the 18th of October 2022. Welcome everybody, and especially so to new subscribers and interested parties. It's been actually probably, is it nearly a month now since we were last working on Mark Deaking's Rocket 3 as the interloper to the Power Set. And in the meantime, he has undertaken some test rides and is reporting that it's running an awful lot better, but still not quite there yet. So there might be some more to come on that. We think we know what we're going to do next. But in the meantime, I just thought I'd give you a quick stable and project update, because we're in autumn, winter's on the way. There's going to be a bit of a switch around in the garage. So let me explain what's going on, and also just to advise of the next event I'll be attending in November, following the event last weekend, which was the Classic Motorcycle Mechanics show at Stafford, which I did attend purely as a punter, as an interested party. I've never been to that one before, and I wanted to suss it out to see if there was interested in British bikes there, and there is. So bear that in mind. Right, as usual, I hope you've got a drink at the ready, so we'll do a walk around. So we're going to start over here with Old Faithful. Whoops, sorry, I'm messing around with a gimbal here. Right, Rocket 3. It's been the stable rider all year. As you know, earlier on we did rebore it, do a top end rebuild on it, and she's running really well. There is another job to do on her though, because I think oil seals are going on the inner primary case, so she's dripping a bit of oil on the left hand side when she stood like this, especially on the side stand. But that won't be done, I don't think, before Christmas, so we're going to drain the oils, take the battery out, and just lay her up a bit and move her somewhere else for a winter sleep. But she's running really well. We've done probably about 500 miles or so now since the rebore, and I'm really pleased with her. She's looking well as well, which obviously helps. Right, let's carry on, as we want to try and do this in one take. Right, the little rat. Aerial 3. So we still want to do some more videos on this with respect to riding it and getting an impression of it. It's all legal, all running well. Just haven't had much time recently with various other things going on to be able to give this a bit of attention. We've got all new tyres, looking pretty good. And I'll explain shortly that we will have the opportunity to see this, and we will get another video on this over the winter. And I'm not afraid to use this in all weathers, just to get a bit of footage, because it needs to go shopping. Next up, the Fury Roadster show bike only. So just to remind you, no internals in this one. This was the original launch bike in November 70. At the Royal Lancaster Hotel. Never had any guts in it, and ultimately we built up another one, so we didn't actually try and get this one running. We've left it factory, original and unrestored, and there is some work to do on this, and that is because, again, I'll tell you shortly that this is going to be out again next month. But firstly, this bike has had a slow puncture on the front since I bought it in 1992, and it's very, very slow. But it needs doing, it needs sorting out. And also, if we look at this, this is, remember, a very early build of one of these, and this was when before they put a spring in between the two brake arms. They had this rubber cover for the cable. But you'll notice the brake arms are all wrong, and I've tried to adjust this up in the past with the vernier cams on the inside, and I can't get them to move into the right position, which gives you the better leverage, which you can see here on the A70 Lightning, which is absolutely perfect. And I've seen other early bikes with conical hubs that were built in late 70s, like the 250s, and they look the same, so there's something wrong there. So before she goes out again next month, we're going to do a job on this. We're going to take the front wheel off, get a new inner tube in it, because it's the inner tube that's perished, I'm sure. And we'll have a look at that brake just to see what on earth is going on. But this side of the bike here is a distinguishing feature, obviously, of this particular example, and one which enables us to identify it in some of the factory pics, etc., as does the hand-painted tacho cable. Other thing is it's now got a rear puncture as well, which is why I'm going to be focusing on tyres, and that's because the inner tube on that has perished, and the valve stem is coming away from the inner tube. So we're going to give this a bit of love, because we're going to be polishing it up and stuff as well, but I'll come on to that. So next in the line is the old A70, looking well, running well. It's been out a few times this year, both for test rides, and also I took it to a couple of events, but I haven't done as much road testing as I wanted to, so that's what we'll be doing next year. But likewise with the A75, I'm going to drain the oil, take the battery out, I'm going to lay this one up, and it's going to go to a different location for winter to give us a bit of space in the garage. There's another hint. And then finally, the Fury SS. So this was running a few months ago, and then we find there was a gearbox problem with it, whereby the third gear lay shaft hadn't been hardened properly, and also we found that there was an earlier revision in the clusters that had included third gear lay shaft, I think it's fourth gear. They meshed together with dogs, and there are only 6 dogs on the gears, and there should be 7. So we're having gears made up, and we've been waiting 9 months for this. Anyway, recently I contacted them and basically said, you know, give me an end date or cancel, and I'll just go somewhere else. Because I've got some contacts now where we might be able to get it done more quickly elsewhere, because I'm getting fed up with it. Anyway, apparently the gears have been completed. They're being hardened as per the factory instructions, which are included on the drawing, luckily enough. And they should be here, I'm hoping, by the end of this month, so we can start thinking about finally putting this back together, doing some more running testing in the garage, and then we'll get it on the road, which is obviously what we wanted to do when I was testing the gearbox out last. Right, so you think that might be it, but no, because if we spin round behind me, there's this. So subscribers will know from the community post that this is Greg Lawton's Silver Jubilee, which he rode on a touring holiday here with his wife towards the end of the summer. And towards the end of that tour, when he visited me, it let him down because it failed very close to me as he was on his way down south, and he couldn't restart it, so we had to recover it. Anyway, Greg's asked me to do some work on this and a bit of light restoration on it, which I've accepted. So in the same vein as Mark Deakin's Interloper Rocket 3, we've now got Interloper 2 Triumph Bonnie. So the next video will be probably a walk around on this to introduce you to the bike, but also to introduce you to the areas that we're going to focus upon. But it won't be a full strip, and we'll get cracking on this before winter, but it won't be done until next year. Greg is an expat currently living in the Philippines with his wife Jelsa, and he's got other projects over there. He's actually restoring a Hurricane at the moment, so helping out where I can with that. But obviously we'll do some videos on this bonnet interspersed with the usual Power Set videos. Now finally, next event. It's the NEC Classic Motor Show, where BSA Owners Club have got a stand stroke enclosure, and I supported that last year by taking the Fury SS and the A70. Yeah, there they are. I'm supporting it again this year. I think it's the 11th to the 13th of November at the NEC. I'll take some videos and stuff of it, because I know for many people it's an expensive day out, because it's 30 odd quid to get in, and they charge you, 18 quid or so parking. So by the time, before you even get in the place, it's 50 quid. And that's a lot, but it's mainly a car event, and there's sort of half a hall or less than half a hall on one side, in hall 5, that's passed over to motorcycles, and the BSA owners have supported it and got a stand there, and it's an interesting event, and lots of interest. So what am I taking this year? It's going to be those two to start with, the Fury Roadster and the Aerial 3, because we found at the Bees Up Rally that I attended, the Aerial 3, got people in. So that's why we're taking it, and after all, it is a BSA. I am also going to take another bike, which will be a visitor, but I'm not going to tell you what that is until probably either at the show or afterwards. It'll be a bit of a surprise. But you will see it here on the channel. And then finally, I've mentioned several times that there is another Power Set project on the way, and I am hoping to have that in the garage in November at some point, ready for next year as a project, and I'm sure you'll find that interesting too. So plenty going on, plenty to look forward to. Always looking to get these out on the road or at shows and things, and plenty obviously lined up for next year, but more about that in the new year. So there they are in one take, just a quick stable and project update. Hope none of that caused you to choke on your drink. Thanks very much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks for your interest, comments and subscriptions, and we'll leave it there. Thanks everyone. Cheers. Bye-bye.